Hey guys, good morning. This is Vijay Indoria. I'm an alumni of ISIM, Indian Institute of Informatics and Management. Right, I was there from 2006 to 2009. I was part of that batch. Um, I'm here to take you all through a journey of a little short presentation uh, where I will be talking about the secrets of success. Okay. So let's begin with that. Let me start the presentation. So we'll start with the agenda. So what we will be doing, what we'll be talking about today. What is success? Um, what is what are the secrets to achieve it? What are the core values? What is how remaining clear mind can really help you achieve success. Okay. Um, so first thing first, this is the biggest question, right? What makes successful people successful, right? Success is not just money, right? Anyone could win the lottery. Anyone can get lucky to become rich, right? But that may not be the definition for everyone, right? It could be in terms of money, it could be fame, it could be power, it could be skill, or respect for someone, or it could mean how influential you are, right? There are so many measures which you can measure it on, right? What you but then again, what you think count as success may not be the same as the person sitting next to you. Now wait a minute. I hope everybody is following the social distancing, right? I hope nobody is sitting next to each other. Okay. Now, what I mean is that we are all different, and so the meaning of success for each and every one of us may be different, right? It can differ. It could be as simple as the ability to buy as many shoes as you want, right? It could be that for someone. Uh, it could be being happy, or being healthy, or having a fit body, or having healthy and happy life, happy kids, um, having making the world better, right? That could be the parameter or measure of success for someone, or having a financial stability. It could be anything, depending on who you are, what you aim for. Your success measure can be different. The generic definition of success is that success is an achievement of a desired aim or purpose. Okay. What you have decided, what you have aimed for, if you have reached there, if you have achieved that, then you would count yourself as successful, right? Next thing which we should talk about is the secrets of success, right? you know this is why we are here. That's the core of our meeting today, right? So we will talk about 7 secrets. The first one is passion, which if you talk to most of the successful people, most successful entrepreneurs, what they will tell you is that they are passionate about their work. They don't care about money. They don't do it for money, right? Money is secondary. Money would follow if you follow your passion. If you choose something which is your passion, you will be you are 100% destined to be successful if you follow your passion. Okay. Chris Gardner, if you know Chris Gardner, right? He was once homeless, and then became the top stockbroker, a millionaire. If you remember The Pursuit of Happiness, that's the movie that was made based on his life, right? He expressed that to become successful, find something which you love so much that you can't wait for the sun to rise so that you can do it all again, right? He explains that the most inspiring leaders are those who do not have, those who do not simply work, but actually follow a calling. Steve Jobs, I hope everybody knows Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs believed in the power of passion and once said that people with passion can change the world for the better. He believed that the passion he had for his work made all the difference, right? We know Apple, how successful Apple was, how successful Mac computer was, right? Nobody ever thought of that. Um, Warren Buffett, he explained that it is paramount to find what is What is it that brings true meaning? What makes each day important for you, right? What is that one thing that should be the focus of an individual's effort to become successful? Okay. um, next thing next thing is an idea, right? It is, you know there are so many aspects to become successful. Idea is really important, right? It's one of the important keys. Bill Gates said, that he had an idea founding the first microchip computer, and you know he created that company which was so successful. And I would say that idea was really good, right? Pretty good. But then again, there is no magic um, to creativity, or to come up with an idea. you know it's just doing some very simple things. um, if you s- you know it is always about listening and observing, and making sure that where you are, you are in a surrounding, you always listen, you always try to observe that what is going on in today's scenario, and based on that you think of something which is valuable. That's the idea for you, right? I mean, and asking the questions. There is no wrong or right question. Sometimes the silliest question will bring you the most valuable idea, right? The next thing is focus, right? You have to focus on what you want. You have to know what you want. If you go and if you just go and find out one thing that excites you the most, something that keeps you up all night, okay? Once you identify that, focus on that with all your heart. If you wander on too many different things, it is likely that you won't be able to spend 100% of your effort on that one thing which is really important, right? So focus is really important to become successful. Norman Josen said that it is all about focusing yourself on one thing. Okay. um, Next thing is hard work, right? There is no easy solution, right? There is Nothing comes easily, right? It is all about hard work. People would say that do smart work. There is no alternate to a hard work, right? um, and you can have fun while doing the hard work, right? Yes, you can have fun. The thing is that if you find something which excites you, right, and if you take that as your career, as your option to achieve, or something which you which, which you make as your target, right? If you do that, then working on it will not look like a burden. It will be fun, right? If you see scientists, they work relentlessly, but does that mean they don't have fun? I think they have pretty much a lot of fun. um, the thing is that they work so hard because they like what they do, right? As we all know, determination always guarantees achievement. Without hard work, it is not possible to be to be one to be odd one out, right? If you are not working hard enough than your peers, of course you would be just like those, right? You would become average. So if you want to achieve something, you have to put in those hours. Uh, the only time success come before hard work is in the dictionary, okay, not in real life. All right. Next thing is you got to push yourself, right? It is it it is pretty much related to hard work, right? It's unless you are determined, unless you put in push yourself, put yourself in, unless you push your shyness or self doubt, you can't really succeed on anything, right? You have to first make sure and convince yourself that you can do it, you're good at it. And initially you may not be good at it, but that doesn't mean that you should not try it out, right? I mean, put in the effort, push yourself. Malcolm Gladwell, if you heard, a very renowned writer, he says that you got to invest 10,000 hours to become an expert in anything. Clearly, you got to push yourself to put that much effort, right? Milkha Singh, he would train for to a point uh, of failure on routine basis. On every day, he would train to failure, right? Now, routinely pushing his physical and mental limits actually placed him to win 77 races out of 80. You see, he won 77 races out of 80 races he actually ran, right? So if you put all your effort to become the best, you know, best what you do, there is no stopping you, right? Now it's always about pushing yourself, and we all know that, if you don't find anyone else, your mother will always push you, right? They always push us, right? Just on a funny note. Now, next thing, is serve, right? um, if you meet any, most of the doctors, let me not say any doctor. Yeah, it is privilege, to see those who are actually so much passionate about serving someone, right? Sherwin Noland, a renowned doctor, renowned physician, he says that, it is a privilege to serve as a doctor, right? So many people would want to be millionaire. The first thing is that you can't serve yourself, right? You can't really earn money just by serving yourself. You have to find something of value which you can then serve to others and then gain from it, right? That is how you become rich, right? To become successful, if you see what WhatsApp founders did, right? They created such value that Facebook was bound to buy them, right? They bought them for over 21 billion US dollars, right? So if you set yourself to serve, definitely you will become successful. Of course, serve something which is valuable. The final thing is that, don't be afraid of failure, right? Failure is your friend. Don't think that, once you fail at something, it is the end. No, failure actually always teach you something. It teaches you that how to not fail again, right? Albert Einstein once said that anyone who have never made a mistake maybe never tried anything, maybe never tried anything new, right? So be persistent at what you do. That is more important. Failure should not stop you. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because they said that, he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Now if you see, if he did not have any good ideas, I don't know who else have the good ideas, right? um, Perseverance is the key to success, right? I mean, um, y- you have to persist, right? You should not run away once you fail. With grit you can achieve anything. You will be amazed that, most students with higher grades, they don't have, or rather have lesser IQ than the average students you meet. But then it is the grit that, the perseverance which these guys have, that makes, that gets them those grades, because they are putting all the effort, right? It doesn't come easy, of course, right? So these are the secrets of success. um, Next thing what we're going to talk about is the core values, right? First of all, to apply to become successful, to use those secrets, you should have these few core values. And then once you reach to that level, and go next level, right? I mean, it is not about reaching at some place and then stopping. uh, there is a famous saying that, a wolf climbing the hill is always hungrier than the wolf on the top of the mountain, right? So always find yourself a bigger mountain. Once you reach the top of a mountain, try and find a bigger mountain to climb again. Stay hungry, right? So there are few core values, right? First thing, teamwork. I know, right? We are talking about success, and success, to individuals. But then again, uh, an individual person cannot really succeed, right? If you see, um, any individual person, right? We always see that, some person got successful, but then we always forget about the team behind him, right? What made him successful, what helped him become successful, right? Mark Zuckerberg did not become successful just by on his own, right? He got the team to, and of course he had an idea, and then he got the team, and then he achieved what he achieved, right? If you see MS Dhoni, great captain, right? Isn't it? But then, and he won the World Cup for us. But then again, did he win it by his own? No, it was a team effort, right? It was a teamwork. So at the end of the day, it is always about teamwork. Most companies, if you see, most corporate world today, you see, they always want someone work within the team, who can be a team player, right? Next thing is creativity, right? Creativity is, how I define creativity, sorry, creativity is that it's a spark of an idea, what a business leader needs to achieve their goals, right? If they are not creative enough, if they don't involve themselves into creative thinking, to find different ways to achieve better result, it is impossible for them to become successful, as I was saying, then when Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, there was nothing like Facebook. I mean, of course, we had Orkut and different things, but nothing like Facebook, right? He only had the creative idea of creating something, and boom, right? Facebook popped up. He stuck with his idea, um, you know, through thin and thick. It was not easy, right? Initially, when he got this idea, he had to fight with a lot of people, right? But then he stick with it, right? And now he's one of the richest people, right? Steve Jobs, he created the first personal computer. There was nothing like that at that time, but that did not stop him. He still went on with the idea and became successful, right? um, Next thing is excellence. The famous dialogue from Three Idiots: सक्सेस के पीछे मत भाग, एक्सीलेंस के पीछे भाग, right? I mean, success खुद ब खुद आ जाएगी. If we achieve excellence in anything, right, doesn't really matter which field. If you achieve excellence, you are bound to become successful, isn't it? It really gets difficult when we don't have any clue of what we are doing, right? You have to become an expert to achieve success, right? Bill Gates once in an interview said that only those can afford to say that money is not important who already have enough money, right? Unless you really have the knowledge, you can't really say that knowledge is not really important, right? So it's more of, likewise, the person who can reach towards excellence can be successful, right? Next thing which comes is innovation, right? It's really important, right? Innovation require completely different structure, different culture in comparison to the regular work, right? You have to break out of the regular status quo. You have to think out of the box. uh, y- you know it requires different values and attitudes, right? For example, openness to try out new things, right? Willingness to take risk. If you don't take risk, you can't really gain much, right? um, as I was saying, thinking outside of the box. um, if you see, ISRO thought out of the box that we can reach Mars, and they did it, right? It's an innovation, right? They came up with this innovative idea, and then they worked towards it. Again, Steve Jobs is one of my favorite examples. I have read through a lot of his articles. I have gone through a lot of his videos. So one more example from him, that Steve Jobs was one fired from Apple, right? But he did not stop being creative. He created Pixar, which today we know is one of the top animation making firms, right? So of course, innovation is really important to become successful. Next comes is ethics, right? Ethics are considered the moral standard by which people judge behavior, right? Ethics are, too often it is summed up with what is considered as the golden rule, right? What you what you do unto others would come back to you. Like, if you want someone to treat you good, you should always treat others good, right? That's one of the ethic, right? um, Success is definitely measured by the choices we make on our journey, right? It's not just one thing. It's a long journey. It's not only about the attainment of material items, but also it is the process of attaining those items. It is how we treat ourselves and others on that path, while we are reaching, while we are traveling, while we are going towards become successful. How do we treat others around us, right? It is the decision we make on the journey to choose right or to choose wrong, right? It could, sometimes the right choice would appear so difficult, right? It may hurt people's feeling, but then that is what you should do. You should always stick to your ethics. Okay, next thing is motivation. Without motivation, of course, you can't really achieve anything. Motivation is important life skill. I mean, in anything, right? You need to be motivated to get up, right? To wake up in the morning. You need that motivation to go to the college or to office, or to, to achieve what you want, right? It is really important because uh, y- you know it is it helps you reach your purpose, right? Now there could be, you know I would describe motivation, in two varieties, right? One is internal motivation, the other one is external motivation, right? As the word itself explains, that the internal motivation is something that, that drives mostly by an interest, right? By an enjoyment of something which you do, right? It comes through your internal, right? It is most of, you know you are not really looking for a reward, right? You're just doing it because you want to do it, because you like to do it, right? External motivation, on the other hand, is is governed by the outside factors. Common forms of external motivation are rewards, or showing some positive work output, right? Appraisal in form of a prize or a financial bonus, right? But then that's not a bad thing, right? That could be a motivation, right? You want to achieve something, and that can motivate you. The both internal and external motivation have to be there, right? Next thing is vision, right? Vision is a picture or idea which you have in your mind for yourself, for your business, or anything that is going to happen, right? A clear vision helps you pursue your dreams, and achieve your goals. An idea of the future, a strong wish. If you have that clear vision, you know what you need, and then you can think of, what you need to do to achieve that, right? To Once you have a vision, you can create the path to reach there. You can create the path of success. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your heart, right? Who look outside dreams, who look insides, you know those are the one who are truly awake, right? Next thing is focus. We have talked about focus already in the previous slides, but sometimes it is more about making sure that, what you want, you are doing what you want, right? It's not just, you're doing something without even knowing that why you're doing it, right? Find your why is really important. Why you do what you do, right? Steve Jobs started his graduation, and then he could not finish it, right? He had to drop off from his regular classes, because he thought, whatever classes he was attending was not really making any sense. He could not think of, what would he do with all that knowledge which he was getting from that college course. So what he did is he dropped off from that course, and he started attending calligraphy classes. Okay, he learned about the sans serif, or MS serif, MS font sizes, font faces, about, how varying the distance between words can actually enhance the reading capabilities, how it can make it beautiful, right? Later, he used that in Mac, right? The first computer. The fonts are designed in such a way that, it was really beautiful. Even today, if you see in Apple computers, you would see the font there is so different than the normal Windows computers, right? Next thing is humanity, right? We always get so much busy with our targets, that, we want to achieve something, and, we become too inhuman while doing so, right? Don't let that happen to you. Make sure that you remain human, you have good values, right? Too often success is measured only in terms of money or personal power. We all know people who become famous or made a lot of money. you know they have they will fail miserably, being a good person. They would be arrogant, they would be mean, right? They are successful, they have a lot of money, but then as a person they are not really good. So to become a successful human being, we need to mature physically, emotionally, right? Socially, cognitively, spiritually, even, and morally, right? For many, the development of ethics and value is something that happens with little or no confusion of thought, right? And as a result, they are successful in their life. People around them really like them, they really, care for them, right? Next thing is diversity. This This is also important, that you have to think diversely, right? Don't think in um, one arrow fashion, right? If you see companies with diverse workforce make the best decision, and make them faster, which gives them serious advantage over their competitors. As a result, companies with diversity in their workforce will achieve better business results, right? Maureen Wilde once said, when employees respect each other and get along in the workplace, it is amazing how productively they can work. You would be amazed, how their morale is boosted up, and how employees are more courteous to the customers, right? So we can apply those into ourselves as well, right? Be diverse, be open to different cultures. If you remain open to different cultures, you will always learn something new, right? Next thing, we'll talk about a model kind of thing. I call it the clear mind. um, it's basically, five things. We'll talk about those. First thing is, how you remain current, how where you stand today, right? Where are you now? And then what you want in future. You need to make a plan, of how you're going to bridge that gap, right? What you have today, where you stand today, what is future, and then what is your plan to bridge that gap, right? This model, why I'm telling you this model is, you can use this model, and then apply all the techniques which we have just discussed, and that will help you become successful, right? Next thing is loosen up, right? When I say loosen up, it doesn't mean that you go out and watch movies and have fun all the time. No, I'm not saying that. Of course, that is also important, but then it is mainly about extracting all the obstacles, all the unwanted patterns, right? Loosen up all those things. Just let them go off your lives, right? uh, Old programs or old behaviors which you have in your life, in your mind, just clear all of them from your mind, because a clear mind will always build good, right? um, Next thing is empowerment, right? You have to identify the right tools, right? Once you identify what you want, once you know what are the things which you need to let go, and you bridge all the gaps, then you need to make sure that you have the right tools, right? You have to identify the right tools to achieve what you want to achieve, right? You have to have the techniques, the strategies. You have to have different kind of plans. If one thing fails, what you're going to do, right? Remember, failure is your friend, right? Next thing is is action. Once you gather all these things, you need to apply those strategies, those techniques, and transform them into action, into the actionable items, right? And once you have that action, once you take that action, you will achieve results. You will see that slight changes will actually make the magic to happen. um, you got to review the feedback. Once you see a result, right? You have done so much work, you get the result. You got to then see that what I set to achieve, what did I achieve, right? Do you then consider being successful? You should then retrospect that what is it that I could do different to achieve a better result, right? So, and it's a continuous cycle. You have to keep on reiterating to achieve your final goal, right? You can reach to a result state and still feel that you did not achieve what you wanted. Then you can again see what went wrong, right? You can again say, okay, this is my current state, and then again do the cycle again, leave things which doesn't make sense, and then apply the right tools, take the action, and then see the result. And again, it's a continuous process. Okay. So with that, I leave you all with this quote, as they say that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Right? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful and inspirational session. And the way you explain everything by giving the live examples was magnificent.
Thank
Actually, I want to share with everybody, Mr. Vijay Indoria sir is having over 10 years of IT industry experience in building client-server and browser-based applications. He is having expert knowledge on clinical and diagnostic workflows as well as an aptitude for creating innovative software. Not only this, Sir has been awarded twice for both above and beyond performance. We are so glad to have you here, sir.
thank you.
So